Fortress of Voiceover Solitude. We got a special guest here today. It's a special day because with 25 years of national sales experience, Donna is passionate about helping small business owners grow, attract new clients, and close more deals, because really that's what it's all about. As a seasoned relationship and marketing specialist, Donna is all about unlocking the power of genuine connections and showing others how impactful networking can be. She's also a proud supporter of the Low Country Foundation for Wounded Military Heroes, reflecting her commitment to giving back to the community. And she's also an author of Cracking the Success Code. Donna Grande, Grande Connections, welcome to the Fortress.
Oh my gosh, I am so honored to be here, and I can't thank you enough for allowing me this time this evening to just be your guest and share. And I always like to say I love to share gratitude, kindness, and appreciation. That's my business model. That's my DNA too. I've had 25 years in national sales. And I was challenged. I had to go through the traditional ways of trying to connect with people, cold calling, still called cold, emails, text messages, wasn't not making that connection. And then I made a pivot in my career, which helped me start my company. And I started showing appreciation and gratitude. I started to listen to people and understanding them, their needs. But more importantly is when they connected with me on LinkedIn, I'd send them a card thanking them for connecting. How many of you get a card when you connect with someone on LinkedIn?
Never.
They want to sell you right away, right? So
Right.
I always felt that you had to stand out instead of fitting in today's world, and no matter what industry you're in. And when I started doing that, I made connections, and I would remember them on their birthdays. I would send them congratulations on their work promotions, anything that really just was building relationships.
And keep you top of mind.
Exactly, because in my opinion, we all make the connections with people, but what are we doing to stay connected? If we don't have a system in place, and I'm really big on systems, there's two tools that I use for my systems and my process and my sales coaching. But if we don't stay connected with the people we're connected to, you're not top of mind, right? I mean, there's probably so many people in your industry. There's so many people in my industry.
Tons.
And so I always look at ways of trying to stand out and not fit in. So what I've done tonight is very brief. I wanted to understand more about your industry. I did a little bit of research on maybe what some of your challenges may be, because I had some of those very similar challenges, and I didn't provide you with some additional information. When I started using that system and process, they were calling me. They said, Donna, we don't know who you are. We never met you, but we keep getting these cards. And the back of the card was the services that I offered at the time. So they said, these are services we need. Can we meet? And that's how I got in Amazon and Google and Continental Tire, by working through the process of really focusing on relationships. I want to know more about them. I want to know how I can be a resource and help them. And the more we turn our focus inside out, it comes back to us tenfold. That has always been my experience. And so I started my company 3 years ago, Grande Connections. And I love to just be on a platform such as this and podcasts to really just share. And if it's something that really moves you, I'd love to just continue the conversation on a one-on-one and share you more of how I do it. But for tonight, I just did a really brief presentation that kind of has some slides. I'm a visual person. That's why I like to send cards. That's why I like to do videos. And some of the videos that I've done, I created a QR code, put the QR code in the card. So now I'm touching, I have 100% open rate. They open the card. They can read it. They can now hear me speak, see the engagement, and it really helps connect with people. So with your permission sharing,
Yeah. Sure.
do I have permission to share?
You have permission to do anything you want.
Okay.
Let me know if it doesn't let you, and I'll see if.
All right, let's see here.
All right. Bang.
Look at that. You go, girl.
We
Yo
got it.
cabro. Or as my teenage daughter now, I have a teenage daughter. She says demure. I don't know what the hell that means.
My daughter's.
So
Demure.
can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll shut
Oh
up.
yeah, sure.
Uh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, again, I don't know a lot about your industry, but I felt it was important to know who I was speaking to this evening. And I wanted to show how gratitude can rewire the stress and build stronger connections in your creative career. So, hopefully you can relate to some of these
Mm-hmm.
experiences or challenges that I should say. You know, you're auditioning, you're posting, networking, and you still feel behind. You may doubt yourself in between your gigs. You're sending messages. And I think Brad one time is like, you audition and then you're waiting and waiting and waiting to hear what's happening. So these are probably some of the roller coaster rides, if I'm mistaken, that you might experience. Would you agree? Would you find that you experience some of these things in your,
Oh yeah.
okay.
Imposter
Absolutely.
syndrome definitely is one of them. Yeah.
So, what is the impact of all this and the pressure? So these are just some four, probably a lot more points that you're really experiencing. You're burned out, your ambition is always
Number one.
hustling and trying to, questioning your pace, being creative and maybe experience some mental fog. So there's a lot that really goes on in your industry that I can
Oh,
see that
God,
would
all the
really have an
above.
impact on you, right? Are you never feeling like you're doing enough? Even after the booking, I'm sure there's more pressure to get what's the next one, and I have to work harder. Very seldom probably do you say I have to work less, right? But you're creating a lot of your self-induced pressure on
Right.
trying to get that next hustle.
It's the hamster wheel.
And then there's probably isolation right behind the scenes. Even in a busy room on the set, do you feel alone? Do you feel like you're struggling to just stay afloat? So having said all that, I experience a lot of the same things. And I wanted to just impart what my wake-up call, which I kind of touched upon a little bit, is that in 25 years, I was selling contracts that were like $3 to $5 million. And so in the corporate world, you hit your goals and the next year you got to increase them. And it was always like, using the traditional methods that really were okay, but it wasn't me. And I needed to really make a pivotal shift in how I was chasing them and how I wanted them to connect with me. So that's where I said here is I stopped chasing and I started connecting. And when I started connecting with leading with gratitude and kindness, that's when when I started being more relational than transactional in my mindset. This is how everything just exploded and really changed my trajectory in my sales and in my personal life too. It energized me. So imagine this instead of maybe what you may experience now, that you leave an audition feeling grounded, not defeated, but even if you don't get the part, there's a sense of, that you're happy that you at least got to the point to where you were. And in your follow-up, with your casting, you may be collaborating in a way that feels more authentic. It's more you, it's not awkward. And then the other part that I have here is, I have to move my screen here, is you're feeling more connected. You may not have gotten that first opportunity, but maybe through that process and maybe through showing gratitude and appreciation for even being there the first time, that second time or third time that you'll stand out, you'll be remembered by actually just showing gratitude of that first time around. So this was taken actually from the Confidence is an Inside Job. And if you look at all this, look at how gratitude really is good for the mind, spirit, and body and everyday living. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of those, but if you look at some of them, it nurtures self-esteem, self-acceptance, self-love. I mean, it increases motivation to exercise, to overall personal well-being. So there's so many clogs in this wheel that really can benefit from just showing gratitude. And it's backed by science. You can see there. It's not It's not like fluff. This is really backed by science. I have other statistics that another presentation that I showed that really narrowed down on some of the statistics on how this is all backed by science. So gratitude works and it's fast, right? It really will calm the performance of anxiety. It had to take me a long time to remember how to pronounce this word here. Parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. So this is what it reduces our stress. It helps us to become more focused, and it helps us with the auditions, probably a little bit of the nervousness that takes place before with your anxiety. Then it can help recover between your gigs, right? People are going to practice this, are going to be able to sleep better, you're going to recover faster, you're going to maintain a lot of energy in some of those unpredictable moments. And then I've said this once, and I'm going to say it 1,000 times. It helps connect without the chasing. It really allows you to be authentic, which I'm assuming most of you have to be in your roles. You're so different, probably, and so different from Corey and Big Jim and Ed. You probably all have some uniqueness about yourself. So this is another way of just being genuine and being authentic. And I think that's we've lost that in the world, not only professionally, but I think personally. The world is so digitized now, right? I mean, we get how many emails a day? Are they read? Do they get deleted? Do they go to spam? Text message interrupts our days. Cold calls, again, they're cold. So in the digital world, how are we really connecting? And this is something that I just found this out today. I started with ChatGPT, and I wanted to ask about the mailboxes. Are they something that are going to be obsolete? And if you use that in ChatGPT, it says no. To summarize what it said, it gave me a full disclosure of what the mailboxes are going to be. They said mailboxes will no longer probably have bills or notices or things of that sort. They're more on the negative side because most of them now are all online. Yeah. But what you will see in mailboxes are notes of appreciation, gifts. You'll get gifts in the mail. So mailboxes, they say, are not going to be disappearing. They're going to become more prevalent today, but it's going to be more along the lines of getting appreciation, kindness, gifts, which I found that to be interesting for chat to even say that, right? Yeah. So gratitude in action, just to, really kind of sum this all up, is it's going to, instead of cold calls or emails, or it's going to be a heartfelt thank you card. So just to give you some examples of what my business is, and if you're interested in learning more, I'd love to do a one-on-one just to kind of show you some of the best practices that I have used that perhaps you can use that really has helped me connect with people, but more importantly, results oriented. So some of the cards I've used is just, again, holidays. I mean, it's mental awareness, it's not a holiday, but a mental awareness month. So these are some things that I'm going to send out to people to just say, you know what, let's be mindful, and how can we help others that maybe might be suffering from that? Or what can we do to maybe send them a card to lift them up? So this is something I did for Valentine's Day. And as I mentioned to you earlier, what I've done is actually create a short video. So it's me talking to them like I'm talking to you. But just think about it. You get a card in the mail and you watch this video, you're more apt to be engaged with that person because now you hear them, you see them, and it causes some engagement in that particular person. Or what about thank you? Now, with your permission, I'd love to I know sometimes getting mailing addresses, people may be hesitant to give a mailing address, but if you just maybe even drop your phone number in the chat, I'm going to send you a digital card to thank you. Thank you for your time today. I mean, I'm very blessed and honored to be able to speak to all of you tonight, but I appreciate you. I mean, you're giving up some of your time as well. And with your permission, if you drop your cell phone in the chat, I'll send you a digital card. And in that card is just thanking you for your time, nothing else. So these are some ways that you can, maybe from an audition, to follow up with them, to thank them. or reconnecting? How often, and I don't know your industry well enough, but what happens when maybe you do audition? Does it take, I don't know, does it take time before you hear back from them? Could maybe someone give me some idea of what the time frame is in hearing back from them?
Sometimes never.
Yeah, never.
Never?
Yeah, never.
Yeah,
Really?
So
usually
we,
when
yeah, we deal with a lot of rejection, and
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
usually-
not
Beating Jim down a lot.
right.
Poor Jim.
It's not a it's not a competition against each other, but it's almost that needle in the haystack where they're looking for a certain style voice for that specific spot. So it's a
Okay.
lot of auditions hit. It's a lot of, like I said, a lot of rejection, which, I mean, you grow to, tough skin after a while. It's just part of the, it's par for the course, I guess.
There's a lot of ways to
Yeah,
audition.
Right.
usually,
Every once in a
usually
while,
the
they'll
answer
have
is
some-
no answer. When you don't get
Yeah.
a no answer, don't hear from them.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not going to get back to every person and give you any kind of credit or judgment. It's, it's silence.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're getting like anywhere from, let's say, 400 to 1,500 auditions for one part that's 30 seconds long, right? So,
Wow.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot
That
that they
many
have to go through.
auditions?
Yeah. So I mean, for them to go through all that and respond back it's next to impossible. They'd have to hire a complete different department to just deal with all that, right? So as voice actors, we're just like, okay, well, it's been a couple weeks, haven't heard anything.
Move
If we
on.
have contact information, then that's fine. We can connect with them. But in most cases, we don't. Some of the freelance sites will have that capability to do that. But if it's like a pay to play, it's usually we're dealing with the pay to play company and the pay to play company is dealing with the client, right? So, and it's the same thing with like agents and all that kind of stuff too. So,
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So if I may ask, and I wanted to ask in the beginning, but can you share, like, Brad, how long have you been involved with this? Have you been doing this for some time?
I've been around audio production since 2013. I started my business in 2017. And so,
Wow.
yeah, I've been recording voiceovers, as practice since 2013 at Connecticut School of Broadcasting in Atlanta. But yeah, I've been doing it a long time. But
How
it's
about
like,
you, Ann? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Brad.
go ahead, Ann.
Me since 2017, seriously. Like seriously. Like I dabbled in 2009, but I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, 2017. That's when it's
Do you find it very, so really, and help educate me, it doesn't really matter where you're located on voiceovers, right? I mean, they're just looking for that certain
Yep.
Yeah, and
voice
actually,
for
yeah,
that.
It's acting.
yeah, and actually,
Your voice.
yeah, and actually it doesn't matter where you are now, especially after the pandemic, because I hate to say, and the pandemic was pandemic positive for me was that I got an agent, and even that we all know, like that's fine, but most of our work doesn't even come from an agent. You'll get the bigger auditions. That's why I like having an agent, like the ones I'll never see, like nationals and things like that would come from an agent, but pretty much we do our own kind of, I think, outreach, or maybe casting directors we know and things like that. But especially after the pandemic, we do everything, and it's great. On top of it, though, then we're the engineers too. You know what I mean?
For everything.
So
Right,
it would be
right.
great to walk in a studio and be like, let me just
Yeah.
act. I think I did it twice in my lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have in Corey's VO Academy, they had the automotive guy come in, Cliff Zellman, and he does, like, he has to have 2 to 4 hour turnaround on automotive spots, but he's got them all day. Or like, actually, he said 5 hours. He's done after 5 hours of work every day, 4 to 5.
Wow.
So that's
Wow.
ideally what we're all looking for, where we can have
Yeah.
continuous work. But on an aspect, it's very hard, because if I have to have 2 to 4 hour turnaround, I can't have another job. I got to have another job to survive.
Right.
So
Well,
that
there's
makes
a way
it
you put-
challenging.
somebody in Cliff's position is a little bit different. I mean, it's when you're making over $150,000 a year based
Yeah.
on 4 to 5 hours a day that you're working, that's acceptable, right? Like that's
Yeah, I
that's
love that.
beneficial. But most of us are not, and the majority of us are not at that level just yet.
Yeah.
So a
right?
majority are part-time then? Is this more of
Yeah.
a part-time position?
A lot of
Okay.
them, yeah, very much part-time. A few people will get to the industry and they get a lucky break right away. I know a couple people who made it big after like a couple years. But that's few and far between. Most of us are, we have a passion for this. We love what it is that we do. We work really hard as a group here as well to support each other. And we just keep plugging away until something sticks and we get a little bit of money and we move on to the next one. Right. So,
Right. I like to say we're full time because I have to say,
I
there's not
mean,
one
yeah,
day
you're
that goes
right, Don.
by,
Yeah.
right? Like I know the hours. Yes, I work a full time job as well. Luckily, most of it's from home, so I could run downstairs and do it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I swear, right? I think we're full time, honestly, if you really
Yeah.
want to think about it, because
I
we're
mean,
always
amount of
going to get
stuff
that
we do.
job
Yeah.
in. We're not
I
going to not do something,
actual hours I clock every week is 25 to 30. But I'm always on my
Mhm.
phone checking, like even if I'm in bed or if I'm like hanging out with my family cooking dinner, I'm always on my phone checking for emails and liking posts and trying to comment on stuff and sharing stuff. It just,
Yeah, I don't clock my hours because it depresses me.
Yeah.
I have to.
Oh my.
That's my goal. Every
Well, do
week
you
I got to
find
get
do you find that
25.
you can get more work locally then and being more involved in the local community to get work from a local, or is it more
That's the
national?
plan.
You have to kind of broaden. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
Yeah, I think
plan.
many of us are positioning that way where we're starting to go more local than national, right? National obviously is where the big money's at and where everybody wants to
Right.
go, but there's a huge competition for that, right? And then
Right.
if you can do this kind of stuff on your own as well, you're cutting out the middleman. You don't have to deal with pay to plays. You don't have to deal with freelance fees and all this kind of stuff, right? All the money is coming to you. You're taking all the effort and the energy to put the product out, but the return is much more beneficial. And then you have that client that keeps coming back to you as well, and they're local, right? So we're all looking for that consistent pay. At least I am. I'm pretty sure. I
Sure.
can't speak for everybody else, but I'm assuming everybody else would be. We want
Sure.
that consistent pay. So
What about you, Big Jim? How long have you been involved?
Damn mute button. Sorry. 2018. Yeah, 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a diesel mechanic and a crane operator before that, and then I got sick in 2018, had surgery, and then while I was recovering, it's kind of when I started researching and getting all the equipment slowly. And like I was saying, that's when Brad and I met, and the rest is history.
Wow.
I was going to add on to what they were saying. It
You met
also
Corey
depends, I
too.
guess, on.
We met Corey at the
Oh,
same
well, yeah,
time.
Corey, of course, absolutely. And I actually told her that we were the three that started the not so politically correct Friday night group, but I think it depends on what genre you're in. Kind of depends on where you go for different work. Like, whether it's video games, narrations, audiobooks, it's kind of got its own little wild, wild west area, publishing houses. So I guess different places depending on genre, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Do each of you have different genres that you focus on, or are you more diversified in your genres to, can
We're
you
not
maybe
we're not
enlighten
going
me
to
on
turn
that?
down work, but my genre is
Right.
I'll be any,
announcer,
I'll be,
animation, video games, children's
I'll be
books.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, because I do know some publishers, that for the audiobooks, I mean, I don't, a lot of times the publishers or the authors want to narrate their own, but occasionally I would assume many of them have their voiceovers or their people who do actually read it for them. So
Yeah.
just trying to get an idea of, again, how I can help all of you with maybe
Yeah,
some of the connections that I have.
I'm always open for help when it comes to like audiobook stuff as well. That's where I started and kind of focus
Okay.
my I guess career on itself is more of audiobooks, corporate narrations, e-learning projects, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I love documentary narration style.
Yeah.
Video games, documentary, whatever pays the most.
And Big Jim's niche is military. So
Gotcha.
anything related to the military, that's
Okay.
where he
Most of
excels.
my work from that, yeah.
How about you, Richard? I don't mean, yeah. Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you. Was having trouble getting into the stuff. I just got back from the store with the wife. It's been a fun day. I had an old man injury today. I'm
Oh,
just going to
no.
leave it at that. That's
Oh,
one of those things
no.
where it's like, what I was doing nothing, and body part said, "Yeah, we don't feel like working anymore." I call those old man injuries. Anyway, myself, I've done so much theater. I really enjoy audio dramas. I've directed several for our group. I do a lot of different agricultural stuff because I
Oh,
grew up on a farm and doing that, and I kind of understand it and enjoy going over doing e-learnings. I facilitated e-learnings for about 4 years, so or five, I guess. So I understand you don't want one that sounds like Bueller. Our next assignment is Bueller here.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
There's
I don't. I don't do that. That's not me. So, um, those kinds of things. I've recently just did a couple of automotive things. One was in the Adirondacks. Do I know where? No. Another one I was working on in Michigan. So, and it's automotive, but it's actually for a Bobcat dealership. So they deal with construction, and it's still so much down, blah blah. It's basically all the same pattern that an automotive would have. So,
Richard,
uh,
where do you live? Where are you?
Southern Idaho.
Idaho. Okay. So your connections, are they with their marketing directors? Would that be the titles that you would make the connections with? I'm just, again, trying to get my
Um,
arms.
it depends on the size of stuff. The two recent automotive things have just been part of a group that I'm in, and they put out a spot, and I had them, both of mine that I turned in were accepted. So you just don't know. Agricultural wise, I've just been, we've got a couple of small manufacturers actually in the little small town that I live. I just went and knocked on their door and walked in and said, "Hey, I'll send something. I saw what you had." And so they're changing their website. I'll find out if they get back to me or not. But yeah, they took the time. The president of the company walked around from his desk, and we stood there and chatted for 10 minutes. So yeah, just never know.
Send him a card. Send
Oh,
him a
I left one
card.
behind. I have to get some more. I am out. I thought I'd ordered them. I haven't, so I gotta get busy and do it again.
And how about you, Ed? Where do you live and what do
Sure,
you focus on?
sure. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I started actually in radio when I was 15 at a small station in Pascagoula, Mississippi. And then my family moved up to Ohio and worked at a station there. And then I came back to Jacksonville, and I was in Jacksonville radio for close to 7 years. I did a lot of production, of course, at the radio station for commercials. Um, I got out of radio and went into business with my dad, became a mortgage broker, and also got my real estate license along with him. And at that time, I created my own radio commercial based on an idea that I got from a seminar. And for a VA, it was right at the end of the Gulf Wars, and a lot of people didn't realize that they were calling up National Guardsmen to serve. And what these people didn't realize is that once you're called to active military duty from the National Guard, you are immediately granted VA benefits. So I made a spot on it, and it did real well. It gave us a good bit of prosperity. I've been trying to get back into doing voiceovers. It has been a little rough. The thing about voiceovers these days is the thing is they want you to sound like you're not an announcer.
Yeah.
And while I like that idea, I like the challenge of it. It is a specified way of delivery that I understand, I can accept, but there was, and it happened one time. I knew it was going to happen. I listened to a radio block of commercials, a break, and I could not differentiate any one commercial from the other because they all had that, like they're sitting next to you type of deal.
Yeah.
And for me, when I was growing up in radio, it was still initially was AM, and you had to make, when you go into the production room, you had to make your spot stand out. You had to trick it, you know, you had to trick the thing. And that's what I like to do. My most recent, and believe it or not, I've been finding that I am my own best customer, is I work in real estate. I work at a Keller Williams office, and through attrition, I ended up getting people from California. And this one guy comes out, he sells a property in California, comes out and buys for 1.5 million, and then spends that 1.5 million cash in buying four $350,000 properties. Then another fellow comes out, they sold their bakery or whatever in San Francisco. They come out and buy a $1 million piece of property cash. The grandparents have to be with the kids, but they can't stay out here all the time. So they sell a property in Napa Valley and buy an oceanfront condo, 1.7 million cash.
Wow.
So I said, man, there's a pond here to fish from. So I made a spot, and I've been running it on KSFO, where I say, hi, as your real estate assets now reach their maximum deferment and depreciation, or come invest in Jacksonville, Florida, assisted many people, blah, blah, blah. And so far I've gotten 4 leads. Nothing has turned out from it, but it was kind of cool. I never thought I'd be over on the West Coast, but I ran that on 2 separate occasions in blocks over at KSFO. It's a talk station in San Francisco, conservative talk. That's me. That's me. But what I really like about what you're saying is something that I've really kind of thought about as I'm going through and I'm looking at Fiverr and all the other online stuff and your agents, is to start getting in at the Chamber of Commerce and other places and start talking to people and picking up business yourself direct, like you were mentioning, one of the other people were mentioning, which I think is a fabulous way of and what you're presenting here is, and being in real estate, we get all of the sales courses and everything. This is perfect for that. Is that approach to create your sphere of influence is what it's called. Mm-hmm. And you just keep hitting it, you keep working it, and something you could end up having your own ad agency before you know it.
It's like this reminds me too, real quick before I forget, sorry. Like with these cards, sending out these cards, like if your agent hasn't talked to you in a while, I got an agent in San Diego. I can't get any like one-to-one time. I'm going to send them a card. Just say, hey, thanks for accepting me on your roster. Appreciate it. Maybe that will get them going. And then I'll have that QR code with a little video saying, thanks for representing me, and punch every day in the face.
Yeah.
So
not only that, holidays coming up, send them a holiday card. I mean, Memorial Day's coming up. Just wishing them, again, the whole premise is just building that relationship. And so every month you can send them something. And it's how you stay connected, right? So, I mean, with the upcoming holidays, Memorial Day, 4th of July, I mean, all of that. And I'm just sharing this. If you want to learn more and get together with me, happy to. But right now, I mean, Brad, I think you signed, it's like $10 a month, unlimited digital cards. So the minute you meet someone, the minute you have time with them, immediately you can send that through just their phone number. You'll get you'll see it because I'll send one to you so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But act on your prompting right away. And I think the more we act on our prompting and the more we could be authentic in it, not salesy. And sometimes salespeople have a hard time with that, but just be authentic and being appreciative and kindness. That's going to come back to you. The back of the card will be your contact information. So I always say it's soft selling in a hard world. And the more we can do more soft sales approach and be authentic and genuine in building that relationship, you're going to stand out. I have statistics from current clients that their referral rate went up 200%. Their retention rate went up over 100%. I mean, these are just because of the process that they've implemented in their business to help them. And so I think, Brad, you signed up for the annual one, did you not? I think it was.
I got the
$95 one time.
Yep.
Lifetime.
Well, yeah, as long as I keep my regular base membership, I can send as many digital cards as I want. And that's good because
Yeah,
when I meet with people on any social media platform, I can send them a digital card, and that's a good way for me to stay up on my CRM too. So, is plugging these
yeah,
addresses in, and
yeah.
that keeps.
It creates a link so you can do it through Facebook, you can do it LinkedIn, you can do it through Instagram. I mean, anything.
And then I sent a happy birthday card out to one of the BNI members that I'm involved with, and then she wanted an actual card too. So I said, yeah, okay. So I sent her an actual card with happy birthday on it as well, because I think she's going to present it at the next BNI meeting. So I'm going to do that, right? So that's good. Yeah, the
Good.
digital cards are great.
Well,
I
I
got a
hope I didn't go over. Oh, go ahead,
I got a
Ed.
question. Yeah, real quick. So understanding you not only so these cards you have digital, but you also mentioned the mail. Do you think that there are times when the mail is probably more that they open up and say, "Hey, I could have done this digitally, but here you go. Here's something with a stamp on it." Kind of
Absolutely.
personalizes it more.
Absolutely. And maybe just to elaborate, and I want to be respectful of your time because I think I may have gone over a little bit, but yes, Ed, it's actually printed, stamped, and mailed for you out of our Salt Lake City office. So you can do it on your phone with your meeting someone. You just take a picture of the two of you on the phone or in your audition or whatever, and you can send the card right from your app. It's an app, or you can get it on your computer and you can send it. Or I have VAs that actually do everything for you. Like, okay, set it up, automate it, because then, you're not, you may not have the bandwidth to do it. So there's so many different service offerings that I have. And then, I actually coach with best practices, depending on what industry you're in, what you can do, and a follow-up system along with that
So
too.
you do both digital and direct mail. Okay.
Yeah, so do I now.
Postal.
Since I signed up for it, I do both. I mean, you can get a certain package though. There's 3 different packages, right, Donna? And then there's you get so many cards that you can actually physical cards you can send. And today's like
Right.
what is today?
And like Brad, when you send, oh, go ahead, Brad.
Today's the last day for the deal though on the digital cards, right? For the unlimited.
You could still sign up for the digital and only $10 a month.
Oh, okay.
And that's unlimited every month. So you can still do that. You just can't you got the lifetime, like one time
Yeah, I did.
for lifetime, you never have to pay any more for it. But we still offer the $10 a month unlimited digital you can send.
Very good.
It's just better for
I got
me.
your website here, so I'll be back visiting you over the next couple of weeks.
Love that.
It's just,
Well, again, I hope I didn't go over my time, but
This was
it's-
great.
yeah, Donna, did you
I
get
hope
everybody's
the
phone number
information-
in the chat?
Oh,
Did you get everybody's phone number?
Yeah, put your phone number in.
hold on.
Yeah, make sure you get all those before we go.
I was
Donna.
gonna say I set the time for like 2 hours.
Okay. Oh, let me put my name there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Donna,
just-
that's,
me.
that's
Yeah,
why I don't
sometimes it's
post the link to the group meetings until later because I either go through Jim or Richard because they got the unlimited plan. So
Yeah. So
I get cut out at 45 minutes, so I try to get to help.
Do you want emails too, or just our phone number there?
Either one. You can do both, Ann. I just wanted to show you the digital version.
Okay.
Just so you can see. But I really wanted to thank you personally. I mean, it does mean a lot to me and Brad knows my mission in life is I want to reach 1 million people with cards and just sharing a tool that they can use to share kindness and gratitude. And if we all had that mindset and we all share everyone, I'm going to get to 1 million people. I know that's my mission.
Good for you. Yeah,
Yeah, I love it. I love this
Yeah.
idea. Is great.
That's
Thanks a
great.
lot.
Hell yeah! Go go go!
Hey, well,
That's
you
I
know,
think is everyone in their chat? Yeah, I think so. I put my information in there too. So
everybody
listen,
that's-
I hope all of you have a nice evening.
Hold
Oh,
on,
there's
Donna.
one more that came in.
hold
Let me
on,
grab.
hold on 1 second, Don.
Okay.
Everybody that's watching here, thanks for watching. I want to say thank you to everybody that showed up. That means a lot to me. It really does, personally, from the bottom of my heart. And do you want to give out your contact info before we let you go, there, Donna? Or do you want to just? I can probably paste.
Yeah, I have it in the chat, but I
For
mean,
the
if you
people
want to take my
watching.
number down, I My number is 704-995-4224. And my email address is donna@grandeconnections.com. And Grand is Grande.
Well, that's perfect. Thanks for coming by the Fortress today, Donna. And I look forward to you sending out more cards. So thank you very much.
Thank all of you. I do. It was my honor and my pleasure to meet all of you, learn more about you, and I wish you all much success. Thank you.
Thanks for your time today.
Yeah, Ed, it was good seeing you. And Richard, Jim, thank you.
Good seeing you as well.
Good
Thank
seeing
you.
you guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Brad.
you.
Bye.
Coach tomorrow.
Bye.
Good job again.
Thanks.
See ya.
Great job again, Brad. Thanks.
Thanks.
Remember, when the day gets long and shit gets real,
You
you gotta
punch every day in the face.
Thanks.
This has been a Brad Storm VO production.